With the Mega Evolution series now in full swing, the Scarlet and Violet expansions have more or less faded from retailers, and with them some of Pokemon's most beautiful cards and concepts. So, as we enter 2026, I'll be reflecting on each expansion and ranking them from 16th to 1st based on uniqueness, secret rares, and the regular pack opening experience, during which I'll be opening some packs myself. So let's go! Number 16. Unfortunately, one set has to be ranked lowest, and for this I've chosen Shrouded Fable. It has only 64 cards and 35 secret rares, making it the smallest main release. There are some cool cards, like the illustration rare Duskull line, but it is no treasure trove for illustration rare fans. There's one Ancient and Future card reminiscent of the Paradox Rift series, but the set doesn't really commit to this notion, so it lacks any real uniqueness, making it fairly unnoteworthy. Number 15. The second lowest ranked is similarly lacking uniqueness. Temporal Forces was the 7th expansion of the Scarlet and Violet era. It is the first to feature trainer cards with pink backgrounds, which I like, and also has some nice Ancient and Future cards which had been introduced earlier, but these can be found in addition to other unique components in later sets. It also contains a really lovely illustration rare pair of Deerling and Sawsbuck cards, which come together to create a vibrant image. However, this set is relatively average, though it recycles the Ancient and Future premise from Paldea Evolved, meaning it neither brings a unique experience to the average pack opener or much intrigue for those collecting the secret rares. Number 14. Number 14 is Stellar Crown. I want to be clear that this is not a bad set. It has Terra cards, and has some pink trainer cards like Temporal Forces, but these are simply achieved to greater effect in later sets. I think the issue with these mid-period expansions is that they've reached beyond the initial thrill of seeing new Paldean Pokemon in the TCG, but not yet fully utilised unique concepts which add excitement to the series. However, the emergence of the new Terra cards places this expansion above Temporal Forces. Number 13. Number 13 in this list is the third expansion, Scarlet and Violet Obsidian Flames. And as it happens, I have a booster pack left from this series. It still has some really gorgeous Paldean Pokemon in it, but it's just more of an expansion to the former set. Let's see what we can find. We have Froakie, going back to Carlos. Darumaka, one of my favourite black and white Pokemon actually. I think he's got a fun energy. Weasel, adorable. I remember getting a Weasel card when I was a child in one of my first packets. Bounsweet, Alolan, very cute. Whiscash, silly little water guy. Floatzel, oh that's cute because we got Weasel a moment ago. There we go. Look at those little friends. Did I just spoil it for you? I hope I didn't. I didn't see anything. Umbreon! Ooh, everybody loves an evolution. That's gorgeous as well. With the reflection of the moon. Toadscool, one of the funniest Pokemon. Diggersby, Carlos again, and Houndoom EX. Ooh, a shiny little guy for this one. I quite like Houndoom. I like all the dog cards. That's really lovely. And then a basic energy and the code card. Although I pulled an EX from this set, I will admit that as the third expansion, it lacks uniqueness beyond introducing different earlier Pokemon from outside Paldea. There also aren't many secret rares in this series, nor many illustration rares to note, so it isn't one of my favourites. Number 12. Number 12 happens to be another set I have a packet from, Scarlet and Violet Paldea Evolved. I got this packet with the Lily Premium Tournament Collection, which I did an opening of a little while ago on my channel, so if you're interested, have a little watch. But for now, let's see what I make of this set. Some of the loveliest cards in this set are the illustration rares of the starters. They're really gorgeous. So we start with Pawmi, a very classic Scarlet and Violet Pokemon choice. Very cute, very perfect. Larvitar, little mysterious guy. Sandygast, a bit of Alola vibes. Trying to work out what's going on in the background, looks like some kind of road. Tarantula. This is pretty cute. Pinchurin. Suelis, that's hard to pronounce. This seems reminiscent of Sword and Shield to me. Mousehold. This is very, very Scarlet and Violet. Quaxley. So we have managed to get one of the starters in a reverse holo. This is a very cute card. The colours are really gorgeous. I don't know how evident it is because right now it is snowing and very grey outside. Mastiff and a Sableye holo. To be honest, there's nothing particularly standout about the series because it is only the second expansion, and I think as a general rule it just builds on the basic Scarlet and Violet Pokemon, the new introductions. Number 11. Number 11 is a set which, though basic, I like. It's the Scarlet and Violet base set, which was released on the 31st of March 2023, and contains 198 cards and 60 secret rares. It is characterised by a large number of new Paldean Pokemon, like Tandemaus and Smoliv. And of the secret rares, I have a few particular favourites, like the Routes and Curlier illustration rares, which depict the trainer and Pokemon growing up together. Also the Paldean trainer illustration rares. The reason I rate this series relative to the other earlier expansions is because it has a strong Paldean theme, which made for a fun and unique pack opening experience, though there are no notable oddities to make this set stand out any further. Number 10. Number 10 on this list is Paradox Rift. As the 5th expansion, this set introduces a new gimmick, cards belonging to the ancient and future categories, meaning the set features futuristic Pokemon like the robotic Delibird Iron Bundle and the ancient Jigglypuff reminiscent Screamtail. I really like this premise, but I think more could have perhaps been made of it. Still, it adds a bit more intrigue for the casual collector who may not even encounter illustration rares, for which this set is not particularly noteworthy, so I rate it. Number 9. My 9th favourite expansion is one which we can open together. This is one of the packets that I was most excited about because when it came out I was very interested in this series. It was promoted in regards to some of the very shiny crystal looking cards like the Teal Mask EX, I believe, and it also has a couple of really cool illustration rares that pair together to make little stories, which is really cool. Also the Sinistea cards, there's quite a few of those in here, I believe. Okay, so we start with Flabebe, very cute. I've seen people shiny hunting this a lot in Legends ZA, because apparently you can do an AFK method. Timber, Aaron, I saw a video recently where this was someone's favourite Pokemon. Spinarak, I like that one, waiting at a little bus stop. That's so cute, I love it when they're in the real world. Conqueror, didn't we just get, no we didn't, we got the earlier one, but that's cool. Maybe we'll get Gerda as well. Reverum, that's cool, I like that. I like some of the more mechanical looking cards. Ogre's Mask, see this is the type of cards that this set was kind of famous for, and I did like them, so it made me consider buying them at the time. Oh, we got one, there we go. Teal Mask Ogapon. That's really cool. I like how they look folklorish. And that is a reverse holo. That's so cool. I really like that. See, we're representing the series well. Crawdon, that's another reverse holo. That's cool. Frostlass, another? Wait, what? No, that's the reverse holo. This is the holo is Frostlass. Very relevant to the weather in the UK right now. I went to visit my friend, it was snowing, and I've come home and it's snowing. This set has a solid theme, which is accessible in both a regular pack opening experience and a rare one, so I find this generally a great set. Number 8. Number 8 on my list is Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks, which is the 10th expansion, and contains both pink trainer cards and Terra EXs, which I really like. It also has the beautiful sunset illustration rares of Latios and Mesprit. Fortunately, since I was also unusually intrigued by this set, I have a pack to open today. It has these wonderful cards which have this crystal look to them with the Z crystals around the head. They're gorgeous, and they have this for Pikachu as the cover suggests, and also they have Pokemon like Tatsugiri and Flygon. Lots to be seen. Obviously we're unlikely to get one of those, but they are probably the most notable aspect of this set. In this particular recording I was quite under the weather, so my descriptions were quite lethargic, so I thought I'd voice it over instead. There's a little Scatterbug, which was very cute, and then we got another Quaxley adjacent Pokemon, which I think is interesting because it's the only Paldean starter that we pulled in the whole thing. Then we got the Snorlax, which I really liked. I liked the checkerboard pattern in the background, it's very soft. And then after Altaria was something really cool. Altaria is just one of the most beautiful Pokemon. Wait! Oh my god. Okay, well this is the Pikachu EX that I was telling you about that represents the series in my mind. That is an amazing card. That really is absolutely beautiful. I'm glad that I own this. Number 7. Number 7 is Prismatic Evolutions, which followed Surging Sparks and continued its unique features. The reason I have placed it higher is for the more iconic Evolution Terra cards, though this is a purely personal choice. And I believe the Pikachu EX is just as iconic as any of these in isolation anyway. Number 6. Number 6 is Paldean Fates. This is an awesome expansion in regard to its secret rares, of which there are considerably more than regular cards. Being a Fates series, most of these are shiny Pokemon cards, which is such a cool and unique premise. I did think about how much I would love to collect some of these for a binder, but their resale prices are unfortunately quite high, so that won't be happening anytime soon. For these secret rares, I rate the expansion highly, but in terms of the average Pokemon pack opening experience, I don't think the regular cards are anything to write home about, so I wouldn't place it any higher. Number 5. Number 5 fixes this precise issue that I found with Paldean Fates. One of the latest expansions, Destined Rivals, has a strong Team Rocket theme, which adheres across regular and secret rare cards. The regulars feature Team Rocket's Pokemon, as do the secret rares, and all make for gorgeous cards to receive in a single pack or collect as a full set. I opened the Japanese equivalent of this set earlier this year, and despite not getting any secret rares, I felt so satisfied with what I pulled in the 2 packets that I bought. Number 4. Number 4 happens to be the 4th expansion in the series, Scarlet and Violet 151, which features the original 151 Pokemon and has some really gorgeous, predominantly nature-themed illustration rares. In my opinion, this is one of the best of the Scarlet and Violet series because of its dedication to the theme. I think this would be a wonderful set to try and collect to completion. The regular set is only 165 too, so that definitely helps. But even if you bought just one packet, I think this is such an accessible and rewarding set because it focuses on the Pokemon that fans across all generations have known and loved. Number 3 and 2. Now, my choice for number 3 could certainly be swapped with 151, because I believe 151 probably appeals to the most people, but since this is my list, I've chosen Black Bolt and White 2 to take 2nd and 3rd place in my list. Together, these expansions have a similar premise to 151 in that they feature Pokemon specifically from the Unova region. Similarly, it also has some stunning illustration rares, and the legendaries are represented by some absolutely stunning cards. I also like the separation of the 2 expansions to represent the choice between the black and white games, because I think it evokes the same choice in both casual and serious collectors. Overall though, I think this set appeals to me particularly because I like Pokemon Black and White. I think a lot of buyers will share my feelings because I am of the generation who grew up on Pokemon Black and White. Number 1. It was tough to pick my number 1 from among the past 4 sets, but I came to the conclusion that Journey Together was the best of the Scarlet and Violet series. This set is similarly on theme, with that theme being the relationship between trainers and Pokemon. I have opened 4 packs from this series, 2 of which you can see in my last TCG video, which I'll link here, and I found that so many of the cards were particularly cute, perhaps owing to the particularly wholesome theme. Moreover, as with Destined Rivals, many Pokemon are owned by a certain trainer, featuring them either to the corner of the illustration in the regular cards, or in spectacular shared art on the illustration rares. It is the overwhelming cuteness of this series and its ability to appeal to fans from across all recent Pokemon generations by means of iconic trainers that makes me rate it highest. Overall, there's been a lot to love in the Scarlet and Violet TCG, and it was quite difficult to make a lot of these choices. I'm sure many of you will have different views on which was best, so feel free to let me know, but just don't be mean. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. I've been Amie 2D. Bye for now.